There are 12 pairs of nerves associated with the brain. 2 are attached to the forebrain, and the rest are attached to the brainstem. One memory tool to remember the order of the cranial nerves is, on occasion, our trusty truck acts funny, very good vehicle anyhow. The olfactory nerve is the first one, and is the sensory nerve of smell. It's purely sensory, that means there is no motor senses attached to this. The optic nerve radiation fibers run to the occipital cortex. This is used purely for vision and is the sensory function of this nerve. The third one is the oculomotor nerve. The function of this one is to raise your eyelids, direct your eyeball, constrict your iris, and controls the lens shape. This one's just motor. Your trochlear nerve is number 4, and this is primarily motor nerves that direct your eyeball. The trigeminal nerve is the largest cranial nerve, and there's 3 divisions: ophthalmic, maxillary, and mandibular. These supply motor fibers for mastication, which is chewing. The abducens nerve is primarily motor and innervates the lateral rectus muscles on either side of your eyeball to move it. Facial motor nerves are chief motor nerves that run to the face with 5 major branches. These allow for facial expressions and impulses of the lacrimal and salivary glands. They also have a sensory function which helps with taste. The vestibulocochlear nerve has afferent fibers from hearing receptors and equilibrium receptors. This is mostly sensory, but a small component is motor. The glossopharyngeal nerves have motor functions and sensory functions. Motor functions include innervating parts of your tongue and pharynx for swallowing, and your sensory function has fiber conducts that allow for taste and general sensory impulses to your tongue. Your vagus nerves are the only cranial nerves that extend beyond the head and neck region. They have motor fibers and they have sensory fibers which carry impulses from the thoracic and abdominal cavities. And then the motor fibers are parasympathetic fibers that help regulate activities of the heart, lungs, and abdomen. The accessory nerves are formed from ventral rootlets from C1 through C5 regions of the spinal cord, not the brain. This is the accessory nerve that innervates the trapezius and sternocleidomastoid muscles. The hypoglossal nerves innervate extrinsic and intrinsic muscles of the tongue that contribute to swallowing and speech. This diagram provides information on what each of the cranial nerves do and where they come from in order from 1 to 12 within the brain.